Christ Church Adult Sunday class, we're talking about our new bodies. So it's not made with hands, and it's eternal in the heavens. That's where your new body is right now. This new building is of God. So if it's not made with hands, or in other words, fleshly agency, it's not something where husband and wife or whoever come together and a baby is produced and God is working in the womb to produce this physical body, growing on with cell multiplication and all that. It's a body that's made by God himself. And naturally, it would be a spirit body. And not only that, but an eternal spirit body. Won't get tired, won't do a whole lot of things. But when we look in the Gospels after Jesus' resurrection, we can find out some things about this body. Christ was raised, and just as we're going to see this in 1 Corinthians 15, the way Christ was raised, he was raised incorruptible. He was sown in corruption, but he was raised in incorruption. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 15, because we're talking about this body now. And it's actually in 35, but I'm looking to see if we need to go back a little bit here. Oh, you know what? I need to get I'm not going to be one Victoria today. I need to call. Because I didn't have yesterday. Well, I didn't know whether to call Terry or not, because I didn't know how she would do it. If I could call her? Okay, all right. Okay, I'll give her a shot.
You guys can call Deborah.
Okay, all right. That'll work then. Yeah, because I didn't know what her state was. Because she hasn't been here the last, how's she doing?
She's doing good. The surgery's in April.
Okay, all right, excellent. All right, and let's start verse 35. Does someone want to read that?
In verse 35, where am I?
In 1 Corinthians 15.
Oh, 15.
Yeah. Because remember, all of these are subjects, and we need to, all of these are subjects that have already been tackled. We see that right here. This is a conversation.
Yeah.
Which is the return of the conversation that was sent to Paul. That they were having some issues. And now we need to have these issues explained to us. So these are people talking back and forth through letters given by courier. Okay? Because in the beginning he tells us some of the people who were going back and forth and sending these letters back and forth by Paul. So okay. Y'all want me to read it?
Okay.
Okay. But some man will say, how are the dead raised up? And with what body do they come? That's the Greek word soma.
Okay.
Yeah, what they're saying. So because that's what they asked him. In other words, this physical body. Thou fool, he says. Boy, he can get testy at times. That which thou sowest is not quickened except it die. In other words,
wow.
This soma can't be changed or quickened into something else unless it die. He's using some agricultural terminology to them.
Right.
And that which thou sowest not that body that shall be. In other words, what went in the grave is not going to be what come out of the grave. What you sow, what you put in that grave is not what's going to come out. So that killed anybody who's thinking like that about Jesus. Yes, he was raised bodily from the grave, but it was a different body.
Right.
Yeah. But bear grain it may chance of wheat or of some other grain. Listen to this. Didn't we just read this in 2 Corinthians 5? But God giveth it a body as it has pleased him. We don't get to determine what our bodies look like. That's the first thing. And to every seed his own body. His own. You're going to have your own individual body, period. You're not going to be running around. The scriptures say he that joined to the Lord is how many spirit? One. They never said you're one soul or one body. No, sir. There's big individuality and uniqueness in what God does. And he wants to maintain that. There's consistency. In the same way as in the earth, with our bodies here, our souls here, same way it's going to be in heaven in that sense. But the body's going to be different. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men. We all got the same type of body.
Yeah.
How them bodies are shaped, you know, the twinkle in your eyes, the wrinkle in your nose, but your overall soma is the exact same as everybody else. Okay? But there's a uniqueness about it, and the shape and the size and all that. But the material that it's made of is the same. It's going to be the same way in spirit. Okay?
You said it'll be the same way in the spirit.
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be spirit.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. It's going to be a spirit body. And then we're going to look at some things in our Lord in the Gospels after he was raised, because people have a really bad misconception about what spirit bodies are. They think you can stick your hand through it all the time. You can. But that's not the limit of it. Okay? Yeah. And another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. There's one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars, for one star different from another star in glory. In other words, the way that you can recognize them. The word glory, part of its definition is to recognize something for exactly what it is. And the way I recognize Alice is by how she looked. I can't mistake Alice for Sandy. I'd be doing them a disservice. And as much as me and Maurice act crazy, you can't mistake me for Maurice, or vice versa. Because of our look. We're talking about our look. You see what I'm saying? You can't mistake a banana for a peach. You understand?
Why is it in the same, I'm not really, I'm just wondering why is it mentioning, of course, if I study more right here, but it's just all flesh is not the same. But why is it referring to in this passage beasts? Because it's talking about here at the beginning that when it says thou food, that which thou soweth is not quickened except it die. But why is it also referring to the fish and the beasts?
Well,
They're not going to be raised. Why is it referring to them right here in this passage? Or is it just making reference to?
Well,
It's making reference to
It's making reference to the same thing when Marvin is reading.
yeah.
the unique sort of individuality of the subject.
Oh.
Yeah, 39 is that.
Well, that doesn't say that they ain't going to be raised.
God giveth it a body, and then it
Yeah.
says as it pleases him, and it says all flesh is not the same.
Yeah.
But there's one kind of flesh, men.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes on to talk about the celestial body, and
Yeah.
then it talks about beasts.
Yeah. That I think what he's saying here, I mean, God is over all of this. And he determines what type of body you get according to his purpose. Now, we do know that God talks about us being resurrected. That may be Larry now. Yeah. Man, we talking about you already, man. What is wrong with you, man? You on speaker too. Watch yourself. Yeah. Yeah, hold on.
He said he could feel it.